Doug, hey, good morning. And first and foremost, I want to wish you a, happy 2023. I hope it's a happy and profitable one for you as well as your family. I also want to wish that for Matt and his family and your businesses, both ABC Tokens and ABC FinTech, maybe even ABC FinTech PE, whatever that is. So I wanted to bring you up to speed on kind of where we are. I did have a meeting with John, the owner of DBC, and I'll talk to that in a minute. But I want to be clear about a few things, and one is kind of our future and working together and all that. And I'm not seeing us, and when I mean us, I mean me and you working together. I don't see the value that you're bringing to the table. When I first started talking with Matt after seeing his video, he and I seemed to be on the same page, and we were both excited about the future and the possibilities. Obviously doing it legally, integrity, the whole 9 yards. I'm definitely into that. Um, but he did say that you were a very, very important piece in this puzzle. He explained the relationship that you have with him and the business and all that, and I totally understand. But I don't think it applies to me and what I want to do and what I'd like to do with Matt potentially. And that's even if there's an opportunity with Matt and I. There's a lot going on in the space, and no one really knows for sure what the right answer is at this point. You talk tokenization, you know, question marks go up like, what is it? And then with all the crypto news, all the negative crypto news, that doesn't help. So it's been a challenge to say the least. But you got to move forward, and there's going to be a point where it turns, and and it starts to change for the better, and then it becomes incredibly exciting. So, having said all that, I just want to go back to you and us and kind of where we are. So, we had our first Zoom meeting back in the day, and it was a kind of get to know you kind of a Zoom meeting, and it was good. There was some negatives in terms of it started to sound a lot like the same conversation I was having with Securitize and how they wanted my clients, and they were going to make the money, and I was going to get something. That something wasn't clear, and it sounded that something could be almost nothing, and all that. So it wasn't. It didn't end well. And our conversation uh, kind of ended or started to sound the same near the end. And then when we closed that out, I was waiting to hear back from you as to where what are you offering? What do you get? What do I get? You were going to put something down that we could all take a look at, and that never happened. Meanwhile, I'm moving along. I'm talking to Matt. I'm talking to DVC, and there's certainly an opportunity there. Not sure exactly the level. Is it an 8 out of 1 to 10 kind of? Is it a 2? Who knows, right? Um, but I did have the conversation with John, and I'll talk about that. And I just want to finish my thought on our Zoom meetings and our relationship. So it's still not clear to me uh, kind of where I am with you. And it sounds like you're just looking for an opportunity to make money, which I totally understand, but you're leaving me out of the picture, or you're not seeing any value that I might bring or I'm bringing. So that I don't like that. That's what's bugging me about this whole thing, and why I think you and I might not be able to work together. When I talk to Matt, it seems like we can find a way where at least if nothing else, 50-50. And I've presented some ideas on the 50-50 with the 33% and then putting 34 in escrow, and doing all that kind of stuff. So, I feel like I'm trying, and I feel like you're not trying, and so that's kind of where I am with the relationship, and that's why in this presentation I have a picture of Matt and I, 400 by 400 pixel, and you're like 100, pixel with a big question mark, three of them next to your picture, because I'm not seeing you and I moving forward together. That's kind of where I'm at with that, to be totally honest. And, I know Matt thinks highly of you, and you're probably a great person, great mind, and all that. It doesn't mean that you can help me, and that's kind of where I'm at. So, getting back to DBC, this is kind of where we are and how I've left it with the business. Had a meeting with John, introduced the idea of fractional ownership, tokenizing this project and all that. Didn't love it, but he did say, I want Tobias to buy the business, and Tobias is the lead guy in the shop who's pretty much running the business, the day to day, who's been trying to get a loan. Not the greatest idea. He's putting his house on the line, and he and I talked about that yesterday. That's not a comfortable feeling when you put everything on the line to try to make a deal, um, and he likes the idea of tokenizing and presenting that to the wholesale customers that he has, and he even had some great ideas as to how he could package that $2,500 buy-in number that we keep throwing out, and how he could give that back to the wholesalers with a like a discount coupon that they could add to their, because they order everything through the site, and they get their wholesale discount, and on top of their normal wholesale discount with a token, you can get an additional discount, and make sure that discount equals at least 2,500 or maybe more, so they know that they're getting their money back. So that was kind of cool that he had that idea, and he's been thinking as to how he could make it happen. And meanwhile, as all of that is happening, I'm also talking to a securities attorney, and they had an interesting idea that might make sense for what I'm trying to do, because as you know, any thought of us selling security, any thought of me selling security for DBC is a bad idea. But what if they could hire me, give me the title of investor relation, and then as part of DBC now we can sell the securities to their wholesale clients or their retail clients, or any other investors if we do a 506C, after we do the 506B raise. So that's kind of where we are. And that was kind of exciting that, I could actually join the company at least for like a 6-month period to see if we can raise that money, buy out John, and part of my compensation would be I would get tokens, and then when we get the raise done, they would buy out my tokens, and that would be my compensation, and then I'm out. Tobias would be the new owner, and moving forward, he would run the business like he has been for the last, 2-3 years. So that's why we don't really feel that you would bring any value to this particular deal. Doesn't mean that down the road there could be an opportunity for us, but right now, for this one, I don't see it. And then for the future, you're not really giving me any hope that you feel like I bring any value, and that value has some kind of a number to it, and so that's kind of where I'm at with you. And I hope I'm not being too negative. I'm just being up front here. That's kind of how I'm seeing it. And I do have a Zoom meeting with the attorney that I just mentioned to just kind of, see if the investor relations idea is legal. Number one, makes sense, and and can be done. So that's kind of where I am with that, and I hope that can happen, because then that makes sense. Tobias could still buy the business with just regular financing, putting his home up as collateral, the whole 9 yards. I don't think he wants to do that. Not to mention, there's more to be made with tokenizing if we can get the investors on board. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. I wanted to just kind of throw this out to you. Again, this is not being negative. I'm just being honest, and I wish you well if that's what we're saying. I still want to try to work with Matt if he wants to. I know that he's more tied to you than to me, and for obvious reasons. And I don't want to ruin this relationship at all. And then I certainly don't want to do anything that would hurt your integrity or your reputation, because I know how important that is, because you're constantly out there trying to attract investors and all that. So I wouldn't want to jeopardize that in any way, and that has never been my goal. Hope that makes sense. I will put this in and send this to you via email so you can look at it. And again, I wish you a happy 2023, and you, Matt, as well. Thank you.